Okay, you gotta mute your mic. We're live now.
Cut my mic off.
Back another video, back with another video. Hey, what's up? What's going on? I'm gonna let you quick with another video. This is a part 2 of the Brothers with Locs conference. I have a group of brothers that I selected. 2 of them I know for a very long time. The other 2 I met on IG and YouTube for Tony. And they're out there lock experience and the reason why they chose to get locks. And if you have any things for them, drop it down in the live. Welcome to my the private group. There's a lot of exclusive scoops of Sisterlocker sisterhood and all that. Okay. We're gonna start off with Kay and let him introduce himself. Unmute your mic and then go ahead. So while he is unmuting his mic, I just want to say I appreciate everybody who came live. And whenever you're ready, Kay, you can go ahead and jump in.
Perfect. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Kay the Barber, well known as Kay the Barber. I have my locks for easily, I'm not sure exactly, but at least 11 years. I normally have my wife do them. She's been taking care of my dreads since I first started them. We learned together through trial and error. It's kind of like, I lost some soldiers along the way. I've had to combine some soldiers along the way, but we still here. I like having locks. I can't really see myself without them. I always tell the fellas, if you ever see me cut my locks, you need to call and check on me, make sure I'm doing okay, because that means it must have been something drastic that happened in my life for me to cut my locks. I don't plan on it. I plan on going to the grave with my locks if possible. So it has been a journey throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? Like the dreads that I have. The dreads that I have lost, I took it very hard. It's almost like a funeral you had to have, and rest in peace with them. But that's about it. If there's anything else I missed, Nita, please let me know.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're going right to Chris. Chris.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but we're gonna get it cracking. Okay, bet. My name is Chris D. Right now I host the show Vibez TV. Check us out. But I've had my locks for about 7 years. I started them off. Me and my wife started them off kind of the same way Kay was talking about, learning process of growing them out, and over time it's been a magical journey with the locks, man. And you accept the good with the bad. For the most part, as far as like products that I use, I've never used any beeswax, never used any hard pomade type stuff. Always like a twisted lime gel. A lot of people don't like the Jamaican lime stuff, but I like it, make my scalp feel good. What else? Yeah, that's about it. Right now, I got a guy, Braxton Keith, man. He's out here, and I'm in Phoenix. So it's this guy, man. He been really doing the number on my locks, man. So I appreciate it. That's about it. Like you say, is there anything else I'm missing? Need to let me know. Trying to answer all your little questions.
Did you say why you got locks?
Why I got locks?
Yeah, why did you choose to have your hair locked?
Cutting hair, we barbers, so being a barber for a long time, man, you kind of I got to a point where I was tired of cutting my hair. I was tired of the maintenance. And I was going through a little life journey at that moment. Nita, you knew us back then, so it was a journey for real all around. So I think my locks had a lot to do with spiritual and personal changes, as well as just growth. And to watch my locks grow with me, it's an attachment for sure. I think that's about it. Can you hear me okay? Let me make sure I'm still on. Well, I thought I had a few more. Maybe I need to hold it up until we get some action coming in here.
Oh, no, I think, you know what, how about, let me see, I think she back, but I can go ahead and go.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. I'll go ahead and keep it going. What's up, everybody? Let me get my video on so I can see the locks, I guess. Huh? What's going on, y'all? Brian Davis. I got locked because I had buzz cut my whole life, short hair. Pops, moms didn't want me to have long hair. So then I started kind of rebelling and growing my hair out. Found out about just regular traditional locks. So like I think they were palm rolled. I didn't like the look, the feel for me. Then so I like washed them out like a week later, and then I got Brotherlocks, or some call them Sisterlocks because they're so tiny. These are kind of double braided up, but I got about 490 individual locks. I made her count. It took her about 19 hours to do it for the installation. So this is 5 or 6 years of growth. As far as products, to be honest, like I wasn't well versed in the beginning of like hair maintenance, like cleaning, conditioning, things like that. It's kind of been a learning process for real. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, as far as locticians, I travel for work, so I have different locticians in every state I go to. So that's kind of a struggle, finding someone who's consistent with the duration of my retighten. So it's like every 5 to 7 weeks I have to get it retightened. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Chris, can you just mute your mic one more time, and then Tony, you can go ahead and take over.
Hello. Hopefully it's working. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. So, as you can all see, I'm a newbie, so I haven't had my locks that long. It's only been a year and 4 months. And I decided to get them because I figured it was now or never. I looked around my family and all the men were bald. So I was like, I guess my turn's coming up, and I like to change up my look. I wore a cut, and then I wore, the sponge thing, which was actually doing more damage than I thought. I was like ripping out my hair using that thing. So then I said, all right, it's grown significantly. Let me just, try the locks, and I found somebody who could do them for me. And then I saw how much she was charging. I said, whoa, wait a minute now. I need a part-time job. So, and she was a loctician. So she was giving me the special price, and I had no clue until I did my research, and I realized that, as long as you find somebody who understands hair and all of that good stuff, you could pretty much go to anybody, so I left her and went to somebody else who is my current loctician, and she does a really good job. I have thin hair, so I had to go with interlocking, and that helps me keep a lock up there because my hair is kind of like, for the first couple of months, they would just like come out every time I sweat, until I realized that, palm rolling wasn't for me. So, yeah, so I got started because I just wanted that experience. But now it's like, I guess what I have, I'll keep, I don't think my hair is going to fall out. So I'm officially on the journey without, any fear. You know, I as you see, I lightened the tips just to be a little different. You know, I don't think I'll do that again. You know, it was an experience. But other than that, I plan on keeping it going. Hopefully I could, you know, reach the level of some of these other gentlemen, you know, one day. But that's pretty much it.
Okay. I'm just going to. That was one of my questions I was going to ask. Have you colored your locks, trimmed your locks? Have you had any issues with your locks in the workplace, or just period, or family, or any funny stories? And we can start with Kay. If you have colored your locks, trimmed them, had any issues with them, having them with your workplace or family or people in general. I don't know if you are you
Hello.
still mute? Okay, yep, go ahead.
So I had when I first started my locks, I colored the tips. I didn't kind of like how that was. It felt like the tips was dead, you know. So it was something about that I didn't like. So I eventually grew them more, and the tips eventually just broke off or faded back out or something, you know. So would I do that again? Probably not. You know, thank God I work for myself, so I don't have to worry about the stereotypes that comes with that to a certain extent. I do have to deal with it on a day-to-day basis as far as certain looks. You know, people automatically assume you're a certain type of person until you prove them otherwise by the words you speak and how you speak them. But it's definitely a negative connotation in a spot like this where we live in Appleton. I know that's not like that everywhere, but it's certain places where you look at a certain type of way just for having dreads. But I don't worry about that type of stuff. You know, it don't stop me from putting no money in my pocket. It don't stop me from doing nothing that I got to do personally. You know, I feel sorry for other people that may have dreads and work in corporate America or work certain places because I know, and even as a barber, see, I done cut people dreads off and I done told them, like, watch how people treat you much better. It's just one of those things that you definitely do. It's definitely a stereotype attached to dreads. So I would recommend anybody that got dreads, you got to wear them with pride. You got to wear them proudly with your chest poked out, and you got to be doing it for you. You can't be doing it for just a fashion trend or something like that. No, because it's a journey that you got to deal with when you got dreads. So I encourage anybody that got dreads or want to grow dreads to really think about what they're doing and make sure they're doing it for the right reasons. I think I done overtalk my share.
No, no, you're fine. Tiffany just asked, how often do you get your hair retightened, freshened up?
Well, I get mine done every month and a half or so. You know, not too often. You know, in the summertime, maybe even more than that. You know, by me doing doing extra sweating and that type of thing. But every month and a half. To be perfectly honest, it all depends on when me and my wife could get together and sit down and do it by taking so much time. You know, she works, I work, so whenever we could make time together to where she willing to just because it takes at least nothing less than 6 hours. You know, sometimes more than that. It depends on if she able to just do it steady or take breaks. It all depends. It's been times it took me 2 days to get my dreads twisted. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Chris. Um,
Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay, I think we might be in there. Let's see if we got some volume. Yeah, I should be on. But for me, I don't know if I got any funny stories about my dreads, but I've definitely had some experiences with my dreads. I've lost a few. Um, I had 2 pulled out once. That was rough. That was rough. I hurt my little feelings. But yeah, I think kind of to bounce off what bro was saying, you know, what I noticed out here, because like I said, I'm in Phoenix, so a lot of people, I don't get that same negative reaction towards my dreads out here. People seem to be more impressed or happy that, you know what I'm saying, they want to ask questions, you know, how long you been growing your locks? So I like your locks because I think with my locks, like even right now, I'm feeling some kind of way because I like to keep mine retwisted. But I did learn coming into this that over twisting really did a number. You know what I mean? Making my roots weak in certain spots. So I really had to do some work to get back healthy with it. And bleaching my tips, I noticed that the longer my locks got, like now that they this slim, like those pieces that were bleached, like they completely come off, like they'll twist off, man. Like bro said, you want to hold a little funeral for it, but yeah, man, I'm in love with the locks, so I think that's just how it's gonna be. I think that's about it, Nita.
Okay. All right. We can go ahead and go with Brian. Oh wait. I had a question for you. Did you say how often you get yours retwisted usually?
Now I get my hair retwisted once a month. So I'll get it retwisted and styled so that I could wear it so when I'm shooting and filming, you know what I mean, I have a different look with getting them twisted out. So yeah, at least once a month I get mine retwisted, and I wear style for like 2 weeks, and then I wear them out for the other 2 weeks.
Okay. All right. Brian, you can go ahead and ask the questions.
Yeah, what are the questions? Or can you hear me?
Um, yep, I can hear you. I
All right,
think it
perfect.
was it was a little minute ago. Do you? I can't remember really. Oh, I've been
I
over
love
here.
it. Uh, nah, it's all good. I think it was something to do with the workplace, something like that.
Oh
But
yeah, and did you have
okay.
you ever colored your locks, trimmed them?
Oh, okay.
How people reacted to them in the workplace or family,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
just people in general?
It's always interesting making a change to your hair when it comes to your family and people around you. Whenever I first got my locks, of course, my mom was supportive because she had sister locks, but my pops, he always wanted me to keep it short, shortcut due to the stereotypical society, and but I decided to just do what I wanted and lock my hair up. But I have trimmed them, and I trimmed them. They were about the middle of my back, and I trimmed them to about I get the middle of my shoulder, and that was interesting. I didn't think it was gonna affect me the way it did. It just a little bit, just like as soon as she made the cut, like that was it. Then after that, I just started laughing. But yeah, as far as the workplace goes, like I think I have a similar experience to Chris. I think that was Chris who said, people just ask questions. They're curious. A lot of people be like, man, like I wish my hair was that thick, or just, I think a lot more people admire it, mainly because there's probably a perspective shift that's happening about locks. More people are standing, I guess, within their own truth, and the more people stand up for how they really feel about themselves, the greater impact the perspective will have on the society. So that's been my experience so far with locks.
Okay. How often do you get them retwisted? Did you say that? And I think did you say how many locks you have?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So whenever I first started, I probably had like maybe 500, but I've lost a couple because of they're so thin and they were in thin parts of my scalp. So some has fallen out, but I got a lot of hair that you really can't even tell. So yeah, and I get it retightened every 6 weeks, so every month and a half. And yeah, it takes a while. Maintenance for Brotherlocks and Sisterlocks is a little bit more, costs a little bit more. I think, I guess from my experience, it's more expensive than keeping the buzz cut. But I really enjoy it.
Brian, you don't have your camera on. Can you turn your camera on so they can see your hair?
Yeah, I can. I'm just driving right now, so luckily I'm at a stop sign.
Oh, okay, okay,
No, no,
okay,
no,
okay.
no,
So,
no, no, no. It's cool. No, like I'm at a stoplight now, so yeah. So like right now it's like twisted. It's in a 2-strand braid. So these are really tiny. All these are just 2-strand braids that this loctician taught me how to do. It's so much easier to manage my hair with these. Because if not, oh, I think I gotta turn right here. If not, yeah, it gets kind of wild. Can you hear me or not? Oh, I guess.
okay, and I'm Tony. Sorry, I'm thinking, and you can go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's fine. So I believe the two questions were they
Oh
colored
wait, sorry.
and
I'm sorry. I had went out. I just want to say, Brian, your hair looks really good. And I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tony.
no, that's fine. I believe the two questions were they ever colored and workplace. So workplace, yeah, I do have to keep a neat appearance, and that was kind of difficult when I first got them. I guess that I don't even want to say it because it's not really an ugly face, but when you're locked, because I started out with really short locks, so they kind of were all over the place, and I kind of had to just go with it. Headbands were my friend. I think I like the length they are now because I don't really have to think about it. I could kind of wake up and go, so it's not too much of a challenge in the morning. As far as coloring, I did experiment. That's the troubles with looking at YouTube videos. You try to do what other people do, and I found that if you mix peroxide and baking soda, you can lighten your hair. I guess whatever you consider all naturally. But I did lose a few tips in the front. I left it on there a little too long, and as the time went on, like months later, they kind of like the little tips kind of like broke off. So I did have a toilet funeral for uh two of the tips in the front. Um, but other than that, I yeah, I have high top locks, so I don't have locks on the side. So I am a little jealous of that. I wish that I could go back and have full locks, because now that I love them so much, I wish I had more of them, so I can't afford to lose any of these guys, so that's pretty much it.
How long does it take for you to get your hair retightened?
It's really fast. My loctician, she's fast, she know I don't have any patience. So it takes me about an hour or less. It's not that long at all. Um and she is interlocked, so she uses the tool um to um to retighten my locks. So yeah, I think we lost her. So in the meantime, um, I do have a lock channel. It's if you guys want to go on over there and check out some of my old videos, so you can see what am I talking about coloring my locks and the journey of my locks. Because it definitely is a journey. I am definitely impressed with some of the other gentlemen's locks because they have a longer journey. I'm still new to this, so I'm learning so much. But yeah, it's all good. Oh, she's back. Hello. Hey.
Have you ever had an ACV rinse on your locks? And then I'm just going to have everyone answer that question. And if you have, what method do you use, or you know,
No, no,
combination?
I never felt I never felt the need to because I don't use too many products. I was using too much oil in my hair. I assumed that my hair was dry, and it really wasn't. you know, and I was putting too much oil on my hair. So once I stopped doing that, I don't really have, you know, any reason to do that. I'm guessing once they get longer, you might want to just, you know, pull out a lot of the pollutants in your locks. But
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I think you gotta mute your mic. I don't know. Tony, what shampoos do you use?
I wish I could see.
Braid and band?
Say that one more time.
Do you braid and brand your Brotherlocks?
No, I don't. I just go for it. You know, I kind of mix the shampoo with water, so I do like 1 part shampoo to like 5 parts water, and kind of like just wash it through and then rinse it really well. And that's pretty much it. Currently I use a shampoo that's specifically for locks. Back in the day, I was just using sulfate free. I thought that was good enough, but some of them are still really stripping, so my hair was really dry, and that's why I was putting more oil in my hair. So I just keep it real simple now, and I don't have any issues anymore. So I think simple is best, you know.
Okay, Kate, I don't know if you want to jump in and answer some questions about shampoo.
Hello? Get back on. Hello? Hey, fellas, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. You said about products. I kind of lost y'all for a minute, but I think I'm back in now. Products, I learned to keep it simple. Just like bro talked about with the wax and all that. Nah, all I do is just get stuck in your hair, you know, all that type of stuff. To be honest, I use something called black soap. I use a soap called Doodoo Osun black soap. I use that for my hair. Um, Also, I use this another product called uh Rot Be Gone. What that does is it makes sure you don't get no type of dry rot in your dreads. I'm out of that now. I need some more. But as far as oils go, I try to get some type of oil that's pretty thick. For a while, Mazzani was making an oil like it was a serum, an oil serum. I still haven't found nothing as good as that, but I'm back to using the B&B treatment. So back in the day, the B&B hair growth, I use that now as far as products that I continuously put in my hair. The B&B seem to work good for me right now at this point.
Okay. Do you have any lint issues?
Not length issues, but like another thing, like Chris was talking about earlier, as far as twisting. Twisting could really break your hair off. That's another thing I learned, especially when you got smaller locks like I got. Excess twisting could definitely harm your roots. That's just my experience. So I've had plenty of dreads that I've had to combine. Well, I'm not gonna say plenty. I'm gonna say about 5 dreads, and that I've had to combine with a stronger dread because of the pulling and pulling could be too, putting on hats like I got on now. I got on a hat and that pulls the hair from the front. So if I'm not careful about making sure my scalp is oil and just throwing hats and stuff, you'll have a receding hairline in no time. That's real, Nina. That's real. My lining is back farther than it used to be when I started for damn sure.
Really?
Yeah, it hasn't been much because I'm more. The longer I've had my dreads, the more conscious I am about that type of thing. But sometimes you just can't help it. You know, it's cold up here. You know, you throw your hat on. You know, I try to make sure I got a stocking cap or some type of silky material in between my hair and my hat. But some of it you can't control, and as you know, as they get longer, they get heavier too. So even pulling my hair back in a ponytail sometimes adds stress to my dreads by them being so small. I think if my dreads were thicker, if I could do them again, I would have thicker dreads. I would have started them off bigger, but by them being so small, it's so many things that add stress on them. You know, especially around the lining area. You know, like around most people lining, like mine, front and back, it's like baby hair. It's like soft hair. So that soft hair comes out easy.
Okay, so my question was, do you have any lint, like lint
Oh,
from your
lint.
clothes?
Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
said limp. Okay.
No,
Look,
I
look.
know you
Okay.
swinging.
That's a good question because I have lint all throughout my dreads, and it's hard to get it out. You know, my wife got dreads too, and I see her sit there and pick. She uses like a straight pen and just pick lint out of her hair, but it's like a never ending process. So maybe you could help me with something like that. What can I use, Sister Locker? What can I use to eliminate the lint? I still haven't found nothing that stops the lint from getting in my dreads. Is that just an issue that I'm gonna have to deal with forever, or what?
I think so. I think everybody has a problem with lint because lint is like a part of what creates the lock. But
Ah,
some people do cover their locks up, and they don't use like certain material or wear certain material that can kind of help prevent some lint. But it's kind of hard to just not have zero lint. So, and some people color their locks to cover up the lint.
ah.
But do you have any other tips or advice you want to give people that started locks or anything?
The main thing I would say with anybody starting locks is to be patient. Be patient. You can't expect, your locks to just be a certain type of way in a day. It took, or even a year. It takes a while for you to get control over your locks to where they're coming out your scalp and they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. It's a period of training and grooming them. Just like if you had waves or something, you got to brush, you got to do certain things to get your waves. It's the same thing with locks, in my opinion. What I will say is don't do the normal things that people do. Load your hair up with beeswax. That's, to me, that's one of the worst things, worst mistakes I've made. It was a point where that's what I thought I was supposed to do, and then once it just turned into a big mess. I wanted to cut my hair off at one point because I had put so much beeswax in my hair, and it took forever to get that stuff out.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't know. I'll have you just go ahead and mute your mic, and then I'll go to Chris.
Okay.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, my bad. But as far as products, what kind of shampoo do I use? The olive oil stuff a lot. I know people think it's kind of generic, but I like their products for my hair. And I think it's a big part because I use the type of oils that I use afterwards. I like to use a lot of natural oil, so I'll take like a container and I'll mix in coconut oil, tea tree oil, jojoba oil, as many of them as I can find to shake up in a bottle, and I'll just use it as a daily, like a daily oiling on my scalp. I can't remember what else you asked me. Nita. That was do I have any advice for people growing locks? Can you hear
What
me?
do you do for lint? You hear
Well,
me?
oh, okay, for lint. I don't have a huge problem with lint. I've never really had a lot of problem. I will notice lint like on the inside of my dreads. Like you was talking about, it takes the lint to make the dread, but I don't have a huge problem with that. And I think it's because I try to keep it oil. And, you know, maybe you just can't tell the lint as much because, you know, it look moisturized. But I don't have a lot of problems with lint. What I have heard about lint was, you know, people making sure, one, you got the right kind of pillowcases and sheets, and then, you know, if not, covering your hair at night. And so I don't really know what else you can say about lint.
Are you having tips who just started locks or interested in getting them?
Say that again.
Do you have any tips for people that are beginners of locks or interested in locks?
I would say that know exactly how you want your locks to look in the end when you start your locks. So if you already started your locks and they still short, you might be 6 months, 8 months in, and you like, yo, I wanted them smaller than this. I wouldn't, because it's a long process, I wouldn't be scared to cut them off and start over, so that, you know, when you get to the length you want, you know, you got them exactly how you want them. I know some people ain't gonna agree with that because they be like, you could put them together or you could, but you know what I mean? I was real particular about my parts. So I wanted my parts to look a certain way because I wanted my dreads to hang a certain way when they was a certain length. So it was a long process to get painful. If you got dreads, you know, it hurt getting your parts right. But it was a good process. So that's what I think I got for that one.
All right. Do you have any tips for beginners? Have you had any issues with lint so far? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and Tony, and then
Hello. Yeah, I didn't catch the question.
Who start getting lots and problems or issues with lint? And did you with your Brotherlocks?
All I heard was Brotherlocks. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
It's breaking up really bad.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is that better now?
It is, yes.
Okay. Do you have tips for people who wear locks? With your
Okay, it broke up again, but I heard tip, I heard Brotherlocks. So I guess the guys were talking about as far as like lint is concerned. I do wrap my hair up every night because I would hate for there to be lint in my hair. Like that's a pet peeve of mine. Having like particles in my hair. So I do make a point to wrap my hair up every night, and I don't have like natural fibers close to my hair. I always have like a satin barrier if I'm wearing a hat, or my pillowcases are like polyester or something like that, or satin. I don't have like cotton because that tends to give off a little bit more lint. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think that's, you just develop a good routine in the beginning. I think you'll stick with it. So I make a point to put something on my head at night and under my hats when I do wear a hat. And yeah, I just talked about, you asked me about the shampoo that I use. And it's a Ren Pure. It's nothing special. It's a lock shampoo that I got from Target. I use the shampoo and conditioner currently, and like I said, I mix the shampoo with water and kind of like wash that through. And I do just use the conditioner like once a month to just, for my hair, because I have really thin hair. I'm sure it's different for people with thicker hair, but if you have thin hair, you can get locks. You do have to treat them very gingerly. You can't be too rough with them because, you know, the longer I guess they get, the more weight you have on softer hair. So I'm really gentle with my hair, and over time I've become very tender-headed. So I don't do anything. You know, the worst days I have every 6 weeks are when I get them retightened. That's like the worst headache ever, and it's not so much because she's doing them too tightly. It's just any type of manipulation to my hair at this point. I don't know if this is for everybody, but it's definitely for me. I've noticed that I don't like to have anything done to my hair. So I try to style my hair and wear it up and just get a little creative, but that only lasts a couple hours before it just has to be out and be free. So I don't know if that was what you asked, but that's all I got.
Okay, we answer one more question.
Sure.
So the last question will be, is this your first or your second set of locks? And just let them know where they can find you, your social media handles.
I can answer that?
Yes.
Okay, so this is my first set of locks. It's like I said, I started a year and 4 months ago. Hopefully it's my last set. Hopefully, you know, whatever I got, I'll keep. You know, the gentleman said, if you're not happy with what you got, cut them off. You know, I just could not see myself doing it. I would make these work, you know, to the best of my ability, you know. And as far as like social media, I do have a YouTube page. I try to post often with, you know, funny little journey stories, you know, because we all have those stories of, you know, challenges we overcome or new products that we may be using or whatever. So I do have a channel. It's Ant McCall on YouTube. I do have an Instagram. It's TonyLocs 1111. But yeah, so that's about it.
Okay, Tony.
Yeah.
Miss Francie just asked, do you plan on growing out the size, or is this your look for your locks?
Well, as I said, I wish that I had, you know, had a full set of locks. I mean, I that is one regret that I do have, is that I'm limited to just the top of my hair. I enjoy, you know, having the sides of my hair clean in the back, but I do wish that I had a full set of hair. I mean, full set of locks. And I think this is a time where I do need to make that decision, because it wouldn't be too hard to grow it out and play catch up. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. Any suggestions? You know, has anybody done that? You know, growing out their sides in the back? I don't know.
That's really popular right now, high top locks. So I don't know. You should go ahead and rock it. I like it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh. So we're gonna close out the show. Kay or Chris, if you want to go ahead and let them know who you are. And just close it out, because we're having a lot of problems right now and I want to get it closed. So either one of you can go.
All right, can you see me?
Okay.
Yep. All right, so I'm Chris D with Vibez TV, Vibez TV. You can hit us up at Catch the Vibes on IG, at Catch the Vibes on Facebook. We're here on YouTube. Gonna be launching our Roku channel soon, so stay tuned for that. Just doing some big things, man, and I appreciate Sisterlocker for having us on. And
take that out there.
That's about it.
That's
appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, K the Barber. You can find me on Who Is K the Barber on IG. You can find me on K the Barber on Facebook. Also, you can find me Tapers Barbershop LLC on IG. Tapers Barbershop on Facebook as well. I appreciate the opportunity, Sister Locker, for wanting me to be on the show. Much love. Peace.
I really appreciate everybody for being a part of the live tonight and coming on. Kay and Chris, those two are like my brothers. I've been knowing them for years. And Tony and Brian for coming on. I make sure y'all go and follow these men. They are positive Black men in our community or in our surrounding communities. And I appreciate what they do and who they are. So check them out. I appreciate y'all for standing by with all the, this and that, but hope y'all had fun. And I'm about to go off of here because I can't handle this no more. I can't, Conti. I can't. I'm about to go sit down. But make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, tell everybody about this channel. Follow these men where they, on their social media handles. And, keep it locked in love. And have a good night.